first things first. What's the meaning behind your name?
It's funny. So for so long, I couldn't remember because it came up sporadic. I kept bouncing back and forth on what name I was going to use. I was like 15 or 16. One of my friends that I grew up with read an interview with that question of what my name is, and he was like, dude, how are you going to say you don't know? And he like explained it to me, because we live in such a small city that everyone knows everyone type stuff.
Yeah.
The cops remember pulling you over 5 years ago type shit, and we attempted to do graffiti when we were young, and we had to change our name all the time because they know who we were and all this shit. So that was my last name, but it was only for like a week. And then we just stopped. I was just like, I'm done with this. I'm not going to jail. Fuck this. Because it wasn't like we weren't good. We were just tagging and doing like quick throw-ups. We weren't doing like crazy pieces and like impressing people. So he said that that was the last name that I used for a while. Yeah, he was like, I remember seeing you write that. And then you just started using it for your name. I was like, all right.
Fucking crazy story.
But yeah.
That was fucking cool.
Never heard that one before.
Yeah, but before, when I started using that, that's when I started playing out a little bit, but it was just like hip-hop shows, and I came up, I wanted some crazy weird name. So my name used to be, it's so weird, it used to be 8-figure IQ, but it was like spelled real weird because it had good balance, so I could like tag it real fast. So when I would tag it, it was figure. But it's 8-figure IQ, which I don't have an 8-figure IQ, that's insane. But so I used that name for like a month and pulled figure out of that at the last minute. And, yeah, wrote with it for one minute. Anyway,
sticking with that sense.
Yeah. Has no real meaning other than history, I guess.
All right. So we're here before your set. What gets you most amped during a set?
During reaction, I guess, and seeing people like freak out or jump. Mosh pits always make me stoked, makes me feel right at home.
Well, I mean, you do make very mosh pit friendly music, so.
Yeah, right. I like the moment it drops and it happens. It makes me so happy. When I play new songs, and sometimes I don't announce that they're new. If I want to test it, I've never tried it before, and if it just goes off like that, that makes me, that makes me like super stoked, because that means you have one. Like, there it is, and they didn't even know. And then the next night, say, yo, this is new, and they go even crazier because it's new. They feel exclusive. They're getting an exclusive thing. But yeah, I guess just them returning the energy. And friends, like friends being up there, like at festivals.
Right.
I play with Dirty Phonics, it seems like every other festival. During the summer, it seems, and they're playing right after me. Delta Heavy's playing right before me. Just so many homies. And when they know that so-and-so's playing, and so like they're like, oh, everyone's playing, let's just fucking go early. So, like, I'm surprised they're all not hanging out right now, but I'm sure they're probably on the way. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite song that you play?
Stumped you, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Got a good one.
I would like all my, I would like, well, I don't want to say like all the songs are favorites, that's why I chose to play them, but not so much songs, but doing tempo changes, and people don't know the changing tempos. To say mix a song at like, that's like 140, and mix the intro into something that's like 90 BPM. Makes it really slow, and then just start moving it up and up and up and up and up, and they don't know that it's changing all of a sudden. They hear something happening, but it's just a build up, so no actual tempo.
What is happening.
Yeah, and
they know something good's happening.
Right, especially if they know the song and then it's being played slower than normal, and they hear it going up and up, and then it happens. It creates this surprise, this shock value. I guess.
You get that constant oh that you hear everyone do when the drop comes.
Yeah, changing tempos can take a show from like a 5 to a 10. It's constantly changing, not having everyone in one vibe the entire time and just moving around. Yeah.
And one of the times I saw you last year was when you were at Webster with Grizzly on your tour.
Yeah.
How was that tour? How was, touring with Grizzly?
It was awesome. I wish we were still on it. Yeah, I'm trying to like push to make it happen again. It was the most perfect balance, because my box that I'm in, with how electronic music's changing and growing and stuff, that box isn't reached for as much, which I completely get. But so if it was just me, I probably wouldn't have all the girls there. It's just the crazy dudes that want to be there.
Yeah.
But with him, he goes really heavy, but he has this crossover element.
Right.
So it brings maybe people that's already moved on from just straight, just dark shit. They'll come back out because they know he has a mix of everything. It just works. Like it was perfect. And now I notice that there's more girls at my shows now. There was like 6 girls before. I had a show of like 3,000 people. I swear to God, there was like 6 girls half the time, and that was it. It's always fun to be like, ladies, make some noise, and no one says shit. You hear one girl go, or like a dude not know what you said, but just felt like screaming. I'm like, that's ladies, but yeah, it was great. Yeah.
So you mentioned like the growth of EDM.
Yeah.
What do you think about the growth of dubstep, drum step, whatever you want to call it now? Where do you see it going?
I don't know, because a couple years ago, when someone asked that question, no one really knew because everything got so loud and crazy. And they're like, where's it gonna go? Because like Joker and all the OGs, they were still doing their thing. They're still doing their thing. The more held back or kind of intelligent, simple side of things that still existed. So that wasn't around because it was still happening. So no one knew. But then trap and everything came in, and that was like the answer that no one could predict. And I think it's great. It's so healthy and different for John. I can play trap in the middle of everything. Right. It's fine. A lot of genres don't pop out like that. If I played a trance song in the middle of my shit, people are like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I like all genres, but I think it might a little something that happened to drum and bass like maybe 10, 15 years ago, and kind of ate itself from the inside. It got so weird. Dubstep's not gonna exactly do that, but I don't think it's gonna grow that much right now. But it's not going anywhere. Like it makes such a mark. Normally trends leave and things float off, but something like big happened with dubstep. Like it was a major thing. Something really big happened culturally. I mean, it wasn't just like a trend of a different type of sound or I don't know. It's here to stay, but it's not going to be on all the main stages like people thought it was going to keep growing. It's going to be like a certain term of underground. It's going to, I think, be applied.
I think that's perfect because that's kind of where it started.
No,
underground UK. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't want to play. I never want to play on EDC main stage or anything like that. That's insane. That's the craziest pressure. Always want to be on the bass stage. Those are the people. Those are the kids. You shouldn't be convincing people to be your fans as your DJ. They should just like you. Especially if you're a producer that DJs. You shouldn't have to convince them while you're. They should just like your music. Yeah, I feel like when I'm on the right stages, I know. Like I know that that's the crowd. That's my crowd. Yeah.
So what's the deal with the old horror films? Beats in the majority of it. Is that what you grew up watching? Yeah, kind of. I mean, being like real young, I didn't watch crazy horror stuff, but there was a couple years where I didn't go outside and play or anything. I just stayed in my grandparents' basement, and I had Beetlejuice VHS, Addams Family VHS, something else, and then All Real Monsters came on, Nickelodeon. That's all I cared about. I seriously would watch Beetlejuice 6 times a day. Same with Addams Family. I'll just take one in, the other one. Remember the old VHS rewinders? Oh yeah. Pop it out, rewind it. Oh, Addams Family's over. Take it out. Put Beetlejuice back in. And I would try to watch, other cartoons and stuff I should have been into. And I just kind of was like lackluster. It was just I would try to watch like Doug and stuff like that, and I was entertained, but I just was missing. So I don't know. It's just I've always been attracted to it. I'm not like a super dark guy, but I'm really into it. I don't know. I don't know how to look at it. Yeah, and then one of the biggest things that happened to me growing up, my aunt let me watch
the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and that fucked with me for so long. Like I couldn't sleep. My nightmares. I still remember some of my nightmares because I would take some of the scenes and like inject myself into them and add things and weird shit, and I remember that feeling, and it's exciting. It's that weird fear when you're walking down like a hallway by yourself and someone, you know, you're in those weird situations where you're like, if something would happen, this could be the time that would happen. That feels, like, I like that feeling. So,
it's like adrenaline.
Yeah, it's just adrenaline, and then you could like, it's kind of like a battle in your own head of getting over it, and I always grew up
with DJing, you know,
oh, same,
battle
exactly.
in your head.
Yeah, same, yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah. A lot of the times I'll just listen to my old music to get influenced for my new music. Like Monsters Volume 1, I can never make shit, in my opinion, that good ever again. I can never make that because I was like broke as fuck in my mom's basement, and I didn't care where it was going. I didn't have an idea to send it off. It ended up coming on Play Me at first, and I didn't have any label thing in my head or anything. I was just like, I have this idea. And I made one, and I was like, fuck, this feels so right. And I remember that feeling, so like that's inspiring to be able to listen to your old music and be like, yeah. But it's also kind of sad when you're like, oh, I can't make that again. But it's good, I guess.
So what are you planning on for the next Monsters volume?
It's already like 6 or 7 songs in, which is pretty early, because normally I'm just now hashing out what's gonna be what. But I could put it out next week and there'd be a new one. Like it's already that far, but there's so much done. I'm just gonna keep working and see how many tracks I can do. Because last year ended up being a full album, but it being on a part of a series, it wasn't looked at as an album. It's looked at part of a series. And the year before there was like 18 tracks, but half of them were remixes. So I'm just gonna keep working, but I have to I want to pull back from using super typical references and stuff. I don't want to do a Hellraiser track, or I want to like kind of create my own creatures. You know what I mean? Just make up things. Like the last one, there was a song called it was 2 ago, I think. It was a track. It's one was called The Giant Eyeball. That doesn't exist. That's not a movie or anything. There's movies with eyeballs and things watching you, but and people like, I've had comments of like, man, I love that movie, man, I can't believe you got that. I'm like, that's not even a thing. That's not a real thing. I chopped up part of the trailer and made it say The Giant Eyeball. Like, it's not even a real thing. And just that, like creating your own, same with going back to like say Rob Zombie, he has songs that aren't necessarily like Living Dead Girl, things like that. Creates your own creature.
So besides Monsters, anything particular you're looking forward to in 2014?
Yeah, I have my next single. I have my side of it done. It's my next single for Ulsla, and there's someone singing on it, which I can't say, but there's a girl singing on it, and it does not sound like something I would write. But I keep getting distracted. Listen to it.
It's gonna be you soon.
Yeah. Same raspy voice. Yeah, it's kind of like a emotional song almost. It could be on like a movie or something. It's weird. It sounds. I played it for my friend earlier today, and he's like, this sounds like a bass nectar track, but you can hear you in it. But it's certain chord progression stuff that I don't mess with. Like it's happy, but it has this weird melancholy. It's about to rain thing, but it's sunny out. I can't describe it.
Like
but yeah,
right now?
That. So yeah, exactly right now. Yeah, that sun's cool. That and in October, just like I did last year, I get to score some of for Universal Studios. They have the Hollywood Horror Nights there, and they turn the whole park into a haunted house basically, and all these different buildings turn into haunted houses. And so I get to score some stuff again this year, which is again back to like the big picture thing. I'm helping to scare the shit out of people. That's awesome. Like that just helps. It's wrapping it up in a better package.